passed by. And I want you to know that anytime Jesus passed by, tell your neighbor something is getting ready to happen. When Jesus shows up on the scene, you can get excited. You can go ahead and start glorifying and knowing that Jesus is coming my way. Some circumstances are getting ready to change. When Jesus is coming by me, something is getting ready to improve. When Jesus comes my way, he's getting ready to shift things to another dimension. When Jesus comes my way, he's getting ready to elevate me. He's getting ready to take me to a different place. When Jesus comes by, something good is getting ready to happen. But the Bible said that Jesus saw a man that was blind from birth. Jesus saw the man. Notice that Jesus recognized him before the disciples said anything. The Bible said that Jesus saw a man that was blind from his birth. Hallelujah. And then he said the disciples asked him a question and said, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Now, when I pause and I contemplate that passage there just for a few minutes, I consider the three people that's involved in this situation. There's Jesus, who has the power and authority to change circumstances, to change situations. And the Bible said he passed by and he saw the man was blind from birth. Yes. And then there was the disciples that looked at the man, but they looked at him almost maybe with a little disdain to say, why is he blind from birth? All right. And then my mind went to the blind man, who was simply just doing what he did all the time. The blind man had concluded the fact that he's blind. He was blind from birth, and from all his perspective and for everything that he knew, that he would remain blind. Yes. In other words, he had resolved to the fact that I'm blind, and since I was blind from birth, my situation would not change. But hallelujah, how many know that since he couldn't see, he didn't necessarily know Jesus was even in the area, so he was just resolved, sitting over there doing what he does. But I want you to notice in that third verse that something happened. The Bible said that Jesus answered the disciples. He said, neither had this man sinned, nor his parents, but the works of God should be made manifest in him. Manifested meaning displayed or illustrated in this man that's blind from birth. I stopped by to talk to somebody today that's got a situation that looks like it's dire, and it looks like it's sad, it looks like it's bad, it looks real, it looks like it's hopeless. But I stopped by to let you know that Jesus is coming by your way. Jesus then goes on to say, he says, I must work the work of him that sent me, while it is day that night cometh when no man can work. Stay with me here just for a moment. The disciples are saying, why is that man born blind? Why was he born from birth? Why is he blind? Why is his situation offering no help? Just really offering a theological question. Jesus, give us some theological insight into why he was born from birth. Is it that he sinned? And some of the theologians goes on and begin to challenge you to say, did the man sin before he was born? Did he sin in his mother's womb? Where did sin come from that this man was blind from his birth? So the disciples begin to go into a theological discussion, trying to get theological insight of what was going on. But I stopped by to let you know that Jesus is by. So when Jesus comes by, you can put your theological questions aside, because Jesus is getting ready to do something. All right. And Jesus chipped it there and went on and said that he must work the work of him that sent him, the light of the world. In other words, first of all, he went. Hallelujah, a blind man, not able to see. Hallelujah, but since Jesus put the spittle on his eyes, and he sent him and he told him to go wash in the pool of Siloam. Yes. Hallelujah. And the man went. And then I'm reminded of Isaiah 6 and 8. And Isaiah had experience with the cherubims, and he said, And then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send? And who shall go for us? And Isaiah declared, and I said, here am I. Send me.
Yes.
Will you go for the Lord?
Yes.
Hallelujah. And then the man, he went. I can see this man trying to make his way to the pool of Siloam. And when you go back and you look at the pool of Siloam, you go back and figure out that it was dug, hallelujah, so that they could have water when this Israel was secured and the enemies was around them, that they would have a source of water.
All right. All right.
And then the man, he washed. And the Lord took me over to 2 Kings. Hallelujah. Took me over, hallelujah, to 2 Kings in the 5th chapter. Y'all may remember the story when Naaman found himself with leprosy. And the little girl there began to tell him that there's a prophet in Israel.
Well,
hallelujah. If you go down there and talk to the prophet, that he'll give you some instructions and thou can be healed. And y'all know the story about Naaman went down there and he went by the prophet's house, and the prophet didn't even come out. He just sent a word out to him. Told him that you go wash in the Jordan. Go dip in the Jordan 7 times. Hallelujah. Now Naaman was offended that he didn't tell him to go do something great and wonderful. But when you follow the story, you'll find out that Naaman went down there, got in that nasty, muddy Jordan, and he dipped himself 7 times, and he began to seek, hallelujah, why is the Lord doing things this way? And the Bible lets us know that, hallelujah, that the man, when he washed, hallelujah, in the pool of Siloam, and he began to see. Well, I begin to wonder why we can see. Hallelujah. But the Lord began to speak to me. And he began to talk to me about what's going on in our society right now. Hallelujah. He said that it's time for the saints. Hallelujah. It's time for you to start obeying the word of the Lord. Hallelujah. It's time for you to stop hesitating and stop questioning what I said and to simply do what I told you to do. Hallelujah. It's time for you to get off your do nothing stool. And it's all right to pray, but I want you to get up and do something. Because James told us faith without works is dead. And the Bible lets us know that as the man went, he went to the pool and he got there and he began to wash. And the Bible declared that he was then able to see. Hallelujah. I'm reminded, hallelujah, in 2 Kings, the 6th chapter. Hallelujah. When Elijah had his servant with him and the Syrian was all around him. Hallelujah. And they looked around and they saw the enemy around Israel. And the Bible said that Elijah prayed unto the Lord that his servant's eyes might be opened. And when his eyes were open, he could see all of the chariots. The same chapter, you'll find out that Jesus did something very interesting in the passage of the scripture. He asked a question. The disciples asked a question. And Jesus answered it before they really got into the discussion. Jesus said that the man didn't sin, nor his parents, but the works of God should be made manifest in him. His word, the working of God should be displayed. It should be in that man. I stopped by to let somebody know that the trials trials that you're going through, the Lord is going to be illustrated. The Lord is going to be manifested in your life. The Lord is going to be glorified in your situation. The Lord is going to be glorified in your circumstances. Hallelujah. So I still don't have a good question for you or a good answer that can tell you why the Lord is doing things this way. But I stop by to let you know, hallelujah, I stop by to challenge you today. I dare you, I double dog, dare you to begin to say that my situation might look dire, my situation might look bad, my circumstances may be very challenging, but I decree and I declare that all is well. I dare you to be able to grab back and say, in my disappointment, all is well. In my sickness, all is well. In my unemployment, all is well. In my loss, all is well. I dare you, I double dog, dare you to say, I'm going to praise him in my loss. I'm going to praise him in my win. I'm going to praise him. I'm going to give him a hand praise because I know that the Lord, he's able to do exceeding abundantly above all I can ask or think, according to the power that worketh in me. Hallelujah. I stop by to let you know that there will be some naysayers that will be hanging around. Hallelujah. And you see that the religious people, they begin to challenge the man in this, the same man that used to sit around begging. Hallelujah. You may have seen that in my yesterday, but I stopped by to let you know that I'm moving and not tomorrow. Hallelujah. I'm bringing all my scars. I'm bringing disappointments. I'm bringing my hurts. And you can ask your friend, is that the same one that was sitting around begging? But I stopped by to let you know that I can't explain what's doing things this way. But what I can do right now, I can let you know God is getting ready to make some moves in this, to shake some things up even more. Hallelujah. You thought that he exposed some things in 2020, but in 2021, he's rebuilding. In 2021, he's establishing. Hallelujah. He's taking us back to the foundation, taking us back to what we first saw him, taking us back to what we first saw the Lord. I stopped by to let somebody let them know that the prayers that you prayed in 2020, the praises that you lifted up in 2020, hallelujah, the worship that you yielded in 2020, God is saying in 2021, hallelujah, I'm going to lift up some things, I'm going to bring some things forward. If you trust me, if you put your hands in my hands, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. And while the religious people were having a debate about how this man that was blind from birth, while they were having a theological discussion regarding the man that was blind, the man that was blind, hallelujah, they began to ask him, put him on trial, asking him, hallelujah, all the man could tell my authority. I can't tell you why he did it. I can't tell you why he selected me. I can't tell you why he did it. All I can tell you that I was blind. Hallelujah. I was once blind. Hallelujah. I can't tell you if he was a prophet or if he was not. Hallelujah. So technically, I didn't even see him, but I heard his voice. But he brought hope. Hallelujah. To the hopeless. He brought healing to the sick. He delivered him that was blind. He still that was in bondage. Oh, yes, he did. And the Bible said he preached healing all kind of sicknesses and disease. But the religious, the theologians, the religious people decided we got to get rid of Jesus. Oh, yes, he did. So they had a mock trial, took him to the rugged cross on high, and they stretched him wide, nailed his hands and his feet to the cross, pierced him in the side. Oh, yes, he did. He died on the cross. He died. Why is the Lord doing things this way? Stop by. So they called the works of God may be manifested. Hallelujah. They took him down, buried him in a barn tomb. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Put him in a barn tomb. Left him there for 3 days while he was there. But on that third day, on that third day morning, he got up with all power in his hands. Why is the Lord doing things this way? So he can demonstrate he still has power. He still has, hallelujah, still, hallelujah. And I get ready to go to the seat. What I like about the story that he got up, hallelujah, he brought his disciples for 40 days, hallelujah, told him that I'm going away to prepare a place for you, and where I am, you can come also. Got on a cloud, went back to heaven, but he told his disciples to wait, go to Jerusalem and wait, and you shall receive power of the Holy Ghost. Clap those hands with the power of the Holy Ghost. Stomp those feet with the power of the Holy Ghost. Say hallelujah with the power of the Holy Ghost. Hallelujah. Watch God demonstrate dominion and power over everything. And watch him demonstrate dominion and power over every aspect of your life. God bless you and praise you. Hallelujah. God bless you. I'm going to say divine hand. Hallelujah. With the anointed hand that God has anointed.
Amen. What a word. Hallelujah. Whatever he's doing, hallelujah. Don't want to do it without me. Hallelujah. Glory to your name, God. Oh, we serve an awesome God. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
He's our champion.
Put your trust